Hi everyone and welcome back to the Heather Bling Show. My next guest today is Chris Carter and he is the owner of Special Deliveries of South Florida. Chris, thank you so much for being here today.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right, well I am super excited to have him on the show. I believe you do moving.
We do moving, full service moves. So we can do as much or as little as somebody wants with their home. So I can move a single sofa that you just bought off Craigslist, or I can pack your house, move you, and unpack you, and you'll never know that you moved until you get in a new house.
Wow, well that's definitely a lot of options for sure.
A lot of options.
So when did you start the company?
About 2 years ago. Yeah, just a couple years.
Okay.
Not too long.
Okay, and where are you based out of?
We're out of Fort Lauderdale. A lot of our clientele are in the Boca and West Palm, Fort Lauderdale area. Tri-county basically.
Okay, so you're versatile as to where you go.
Yes, ma'am.
That's awesome. What made you get into the moving business?
Oh gosh, great story. So my uncle had furniture stores, and so growing up, we delivered furniture. Me and my cousin.
So he's got experience. This is
got
good.
experience. So I was in my early 20s delivering furniture, and a few years back, me and my uncle were talking, and he says, "Hey, I bought a truck. We can get a business for you and your cousin jump started." And at the time, he wasn't doing anything, and I was in between, so. I said, instead of building somebody else's business, it's time I started my own.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, that's the American dream.
It is.
They say if you're not working for yourself, you're making somebody else wealthy. So, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm all for being an entrepreneur. I can't even imagine. I haven't had a job in 16 years. So.
Yeah, it's a difference. It's much different scenario from being an employee to running a business, but I enjoy it.
Yeah. So what kind of hours do you have for moving?
So we do 7 days a week. I don't charge extra for Saturday or Sunday. There's no extra charge for that.
That's
and
awesome.
I did have somebody that called and said, "Can you move me out of my office?" I said yes. And asked him when, and he said tonight. And I said yes. So at 10 o'clock, we were at an office with my crews in a truck, and by 2 in the morning, we had an office emptied out. So
at 10
we'll even
p.m.?
work it out. At 10 p.m. we started, and we were done. At his house, moved everything in. It was like 3 a.m. we were done. So
wow.
We'll work at night too. Now that one has a little extra investment for that person because it's a little different scenario. But yeah. So we're 24/7-ish.
Wow, 24/7-ish.
Ish.
I like that. Just a little ish.
Little ish.
Try to give them a little bit more notice than that. But
yes.
it is good to know that you're moving on demand. And I remember, you did mention that you're available just to pick up that sofa that you bought on Craigslist. And a lot of times, I'm sure a lot of us have had that happen. You buy a sofa or a table, and then you go to pick it up and you realize, oh my gosh, I have a car.
It's kind of heavy.
Where are you gonna put it?
Oh, I got to take this thing apart.
The stairs.
Oh. I got to go up an elevator. What do I do with that? And it's a recliner. Like, oh, yeah, there's all these little things that there's more to it. So you give us a call for those things.
That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't even think about that when you have to take it apart. So if something needs to be taken apart and moved, then you can do that as well?
We do that as well. We'll take it apart, move it, put it back together.
Okay.
Pianos.
Pianos?
Yeah.
You
hot
take a
tubs.
piano apart when you move it?
Well, we take the legs off. So
Okay.
yes. Unless it's one of the stand-up ones. But a baby grand, the grand pianos, we have to take the legs off, put it on its side, strap it up, and all that good stuff.
Really?
Take the board out. Yeah, it's a little bit of work.
Okay.
But we do that too.
Okay, and what about like a pool table or something like that? Because I know that's a big, heavy item
So
to move.
pool tables we work with, so putting a pool table back together is a very specific job. So it's got to be balanced, and the slate, and the felt, and all those things. So we usually will hire somebody out whose profession is just to do that, but we will move the item. So if you have a pool table at your house and we're going to go move you, we'll hire a third-party person to get that done because they're best at what they do.
Yeah.
I'd rather hire somebody to do that because it's very specific.
Well, yeah, that's really important. You don't want to get it put back together and everything's
crooked.
going.
Why do all the balls go in the same
Everything
hole?
goes in the same hole in the
don't
corner. What's the craziest thing that you ever moved, or the oddest, or the biggest, or just anything different?
So crazy was the overnight business move out, right? That was a weird one. So that was only been asked that once. We've done hot tubs, and just recently I had a customer of mine call me for a 400 AD-ish, right, statue of like an Asian, I forget, it was like a little horse thing, this little thing on a statue, right? And it's only about this big, and he says it's priceless.
Oh my
priceless,
gosh. 400 AD?
Priceless. 400 AD, Greek, Asian statue of a samurai, right, on a little thing. Pottery, whatever, priceless. So I had to build a crate. We moved him 5 miles, but I put it in a custom crate and foamed it. It was crazy. So little thing like that was probably the most expensive thing because he made sure to say 27 times, priceless.
Okay.
It's okay.
And it got there in one piece.
It got there in one piece.
Well, that's the most important thing. Yeah, because when you're moving, we've all had that bad experience, and it's nice to know somebody actually really takes care in their work, and takes care of your things. Like you seem to like you want to take care of them like it would be your own.
Yes, and when you go and read our reviews, you'll see a lot of our reviews. They basically say we take care of people's stuff in such a way that we care for it as if it's our own or better.
Really?
Right? So I don't hide behind, certain things other movers will do. And that's one of those things. I feel moving is one of the industries where people really, it's easy to take advantage of a person because other companies will have your stuff on their truck and will say, now you owe me more money until we take it off.
Oh, I've had that happen to me a few times, and that is the worst. Because you're sitting there as the homeowner or wherever it is that you're moving, and they have you hostage.
Yes.
And
the paperwork you signed allows for it.
Yes.
Nothing you can do except for pay for it to get your stuff back.
Wow.
So we don't do that.
Yes.
We're up front, we do things, and we take care of things to make sure that, at the end of the day, ideally I want you to refer your friends and I want you to hire us again. So, I have moved, a family, people in their family 3 or 4 times, and we've only been in business, 2 years. So
that's the ultimate
when I moved
compliment.
the mom and the sister's friends and you, and it's like 5 different people through one family, I'm pretty confident we're doing something, good enough.
Absolutely.
And really good to have those referrals. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, integrity, it goes a long way, especially in the moving business. And somebody told me one time that if somebody has a good job done for them, they'll tell 1, 2, or 5 people, but if they have a bad job, they tell everybody.
And they make it worse, and they just
they make it worse.
They want to get back at you.
And then the only thing they have to tell about you is great stories about crates, custom crates, and samurai statues, and you are the moving man.
I am the moving man. I'll take it. We're the moving
I'm not moving right now, but I'll tell you what, when I move, I'm probably going to give you a call and say, listen, at least give me a quote for sure. Check it out. So
which is the most I can ask for, is just have it come and get multiple quotes, have me come to your place, I go and see what you have. It's based on your inventory and your wants and needs.
Okay.
And then we go through and I find out what it is, and then we come up with a price, and that's it.
So how does the packing work? Say I wanted you to just pack up my entire house.
So what we'll do is we go through the house and I look at what you have and I'll guesstimate. So let's say it's going to take 100 boxes. I go buy the boxes, I do the materials, we pack everything up. I will tell you if I'm going to your house and we're going to pack you. I said just do your dishes, do your laundry, and have your stuff relatively put away where you're going to want it taken back out. Right? So I'm not going to pick up your mess and move your house. Just have your house clean.
Yeah.
But we pack everything up, box it, so we get there a couple days before the move, depending on how much stuff you have. Wrap it, pack it, put it in boxes, label it. And then if you want us to, we move you, and if you want us to unpack, we can do the same thing.
You will unpack?
We'll unpack as well.
Wow, now that I've never heard of for sure.
Yeah.
And, we all know when you move, you're already tired from the moving and everything. To have somebody unpack your house.
Yeah,
whew,
it's nice.
Yes.
So instead of having like 5 days of boxes everywhere, it takes us, depending on who it is.
Yeah.
And we'll unpack. A lot of people at least want us to do the kitchen and the breakables, and they'll do their bedroom and their bathroom and stuff, and they'll do those things. But a lot when we the unpacks, it's the artwork. If we put stuff up, but pretty much the breakables and the kitchens and the things like that. They're just like get those parts taken care of because that's a lot of the boxes.
Yeah.
And we take the boxes out of the house, and then all you got to do is just put your clothes back in where you want them. You're good to go.
Oh my God, I like it. I really, really like it. In regards to moving, if you had any tips for anybody, what would you suggest?
Oh gosh, so regardless,
hire somebody good.
Yeah, hire somebody good. That's the easiest part. Even if when you're going to hire me or somebody else that's good, start as soon as you believe you're going to move. And if most people that they sell their house, they put their house on the market. You've got time. Start packing, start thinning out. What most people make the mistake is they'll take too much stuff, and when they get in the new house, they'll go, oh, I don't believe I brought it all, and then they'll get rid of it.
Oh,
well, just get rid of it first.
Yeah.
Don't pay me as much to pack your stuff and move your stuff and unpack your stuff. Just get rid of it. It's just so much easier. So take the time and invest it early on and start purging, so you only have what you're going to want to bring and what you need, and then start packing early. So that way you have plenty of time and things are packed.
Yeah, no,
That's the best.
That's a really good point. Yeah, and I'm definitely guilty of that for sure. I get there and I'm like, why did that even go in the box?
Right. And you're like 17 boxes sitting around going, I don't want any of that stuff.
Yeah, and then you got to have a garage sale at your house you just moved into.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just have it at the old house.
No, very, very good point.
Start early. Start early. And don't put stuff in storage.
No, you'll never go and see it
Never get it out, and by the time, listen, I have a warehouse and I have people stuff in storage, and it's usually for specific reasons. But when we put people into self-storage, and I look at 2 years later when I take the same thing out and they haven't touched it, I add up all the money that they spent, and I go, you have $400 worth of stuff, it just cost you $4,600.
Yeah.
And then you're going to pay another $1,000 for me to move it. So why don't we just get rid of it next time?
Yeah.
So just, think in advance, be smart.
Awesome. So I have some good news for our viewers. Chris shared with me before we got started that he has some specials for you guys. So tell us all about it.
So I will do, there's 2 types of moves when you have with us, 2 different ways to pay. We do an hourly rate on a small job, and I have a minimum and such like that. So we'll do $50 off of your minimum on an hourly rate. And when we do a flat fee, which means I see what you have in your home and I say it's going to be this amount, we'll do 10% off. So you got 10% off a flat fee rate or $50 off your minimum on an hourly rate.
Awesome. Appreciate it. So when you guys contact him, just mention that you saw it on the Heather Bling Show and you'll get those discounts. And speaking of contact, let them know how they're going to get in touch with you. So
the phone number for the office is 754-777-0553. So 7, not 9. 754-777-0553. Our website is youaremymovers.com. That'll get you started, or special deliveries of southflorida.com.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I appreciate you sharing all the information and definitely the helpful tips. And you guys out there, help out your local business person. And this guy seems like he really, really cares. Call him up, get a quote, hire him, let him pack and unpack. Can't get any better than that.
Any better than that.
Thank you so much for being here, and
You're
thank
welcome.
you so much for watching, everybody.
Bye now.